Hello and welcome to the Certified Sniper Training Academy. My name is Coach AJ. One of the things we're going to do at this point is we're going to do an analysis of a 13-year-old doing the training of shooting. This 13-year-old is DJ. DJ has been training to become a certified shooter for about 4 years. When he first picked up the basketball, he stated that he wanted to be a shooter. So one of the things we did was built his shot mechanics. Now, becoming a certified sniper is something different, because in basketball, everyone should be able to shoot the basketball. But in basketball, everyone is not a shooter. Then you have great shooters, you have elite shooters, then you have certified snipers. I consider a certified sniper is one of the players that once they come across the half-court line, if the ball is put into their hands on a catch and shoot, on a one dribble pull-up, there's a highly percentage chance that that ball is going to go in. And that's based up on their range of motion, their mechanics, their deliberate practice, their understanding physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and not only that, scientifically. And they understand that the ball is going to react to the motions that they use as a human mechanism. Now, right now, he's just shooting free throws. They're not going to make every shot, but they're going to understand they're not going to miss every shot. The mentality is knowing that if I do what I'm supposed to do as the cheat code, as a certified sniper, if I do that 90% of the time, 60% of the time, the ball will go in. Here, we've stepped back behind the three-point line. Same motion, same fluidity. The only difference is the range of his shot release. DJ is a very good shooter. His focus and concentration for a 13-year-old is really high. He understands what he has to do. The reason we're teaching him this type of strategy is because we know that 78% of the shots made in the NBA are made with 3 dribbles or less. And of those, over 50% of that is made with 0 dribbles. And 0 dribbles is either going to be a catch and shoot 3 or a putback dunk. So if you look at 3 dribbles or less, that's going to be a 1 dribble pull up, 2 dribble pull up, or free throws, or a dunk. So with knowing those numbers, we just doing deliberate practice with him as a 13-year-old to just master the mechanics of what it's going to take. Now we're shooting right now from the high school level, but DJ is at the point where now we do a lot of shooting from the college level. You might say, well, if he's just starting middle school, why are you shooting from the college level? That's because the laws of defense, most coaches teach 10 toes to the line. That means the 3-point line. Well, if he has the mentality and the range to shoot from the college 3-point line, when they step to the high school 3-point line, his college 3-point consistency will make it where his shot will be automatic as an in right there. Now just continue to watch how his fluidity, just his range of motion is almost impeccable. Look at his arc on the basketball. That's because from an early age, he had access to a shooting machine. And when you have access to a shooting machine, it's not really about the rebounder. It's about the net at the top, giving the shooter an opportunity to work on their arc without them even paying attention to it. Then once you take that away, that person has a natural high arc on the ball, which makes the ball you get more an advantage of the ball going in. So just watch his arc. I always give him instructions to make sure that he's get his range of motion up, where he has a higher advantage of the ball going in, based upon the direction the ball is going, the circumference of the rim, as well as the height advantage of shooting with a higher arc. See, the goal is for him to just stay focused. All I'm doing is just putting that ball back to him in different ways. I'll bounce it back to him. I'll throw it back to him. I'll roll it back to him. Just so he'll understand he has about 3 feet of responsibility to shoot the basketball. That's when he catches it, dips it to his set point, up to his release point. That's about 3 feet. So all he has to do is think about 36 inches of accountability. That's the whole mindset that we're doing. You're accountable for 3 feet. Don't worry about the rim. Don't worry about the goal, because that's all set. The goal is 10 feet high. You're shooting from 20 feet away. The ball is still going to be 19.9 ounces. Everything else is going to stay the same. Your job as a shooter is to be responsible and accountable for your 0.5 seconds of having the basketball, as well as 3 feet. That's it. And can we do this over and over and over again? The DJ's average is probably about 350 shots per day. And we're at the point now that we're at 250 of those are going to be made shots. If you notice, we're not using the shooting machine. Now he's at the point where, we took the shooting machine away. Let's go ahead and sacrifice, and that way you know what the gym looks like. I like the background because it has an open stage, which is teaching them how to don't pay attention to anything but the rim. Because a lot of kids, when they go into different arenas, it throws them off when the wall is not right there. It throws them off with something look different. Well, we're working on those variables now. Right now, we just have him moving around in the curl. Because as a shooter, we teach them in the middle school. Right now, you got to be able to come off of a curl. They're going to put you in a box. You got to come off a curl, find your favorite spot, let the ball fly. That's it. Your responsibility is 3 feet, 0.5 seconds. Now, you might say, well, why he's not going downhill? Why he's not going to the basket? Well, we spend a lot of time doing that part. But if you watch basketball, the way that the game is evolving, if you are a elite premium shooter, the rim opens up and the room opens up. So if you have room, range, and rhythm, the defender now has to come out on you. Now, believe it or not, DJ is a much better ball handler than he is shooter. Imagine that at 13. The first thing he was able to do was be able to handle the basketball. So as he was handling the basketball, I decided, as a shooting coach, let's remove the ball out of his hands because he has so many natural tendencies. Let's focus strictly on the shooting. And that's what we have been doing for the past 3 years. And if you see the results of no excuses, no days off, shoot the ball. Now we're moving a little bit. You got to be able to shoot it on the move. We're not looking to make every shot. But if he's making every other shot, that's 50%. That's a high level at 13. Imagine at 15 and about another million shots. And it's all about memory. Okay? We take the 3-point line as if it's a protractor. The protractor is about the same half moon as a 3-point line. And the center point is the basketball goal. And each and every one of those lines, measurements, has an angle that's going directly at the rim, which is the center point. Our goal is to be able to maximize and master each one of those points. Leverage our favorite spots. Allow him to know if he's a right eye shooter, a left eye shooter, or in the middle. Then he just work his way around the rim where no point on the basketball court is foreign to him. Every element is familiar. And that's why we have him randomly moving. He's not even thinking about basketball. He's thinking about his point of connecting with the ball and him having 0.5 seconds to release the ball, put it up at the rim. And right now he's doing that from the 45-degree angle to the 90-degree angle in the middle to all the way to the corner. So we'll just go back and forth. 45 to the middle, 45 to the middle. Because as a guard, this is where he would be spending most of his time. So when he catches the ball coming off anyone that rebounds, he's standing in one of those spots. He should be able to just catch and shoot with no problem. And now we're working on his range, which means it doesn't matter how far back they throw him the ball. He should be able to release it. Now we're pretty much near the corner, and we're doing the same thing. Coming from the 45 to the corner. Just picking up the ball and getting to his spots. Get to his spots, do what he do. Doesn't matter if you miss. You got to be able to reset. Get to his spots, do what he do. Room, range, and rhythm. Everything is about rhythm. Even the rhythm on his dip. You might say, well, why are you teaching him to dip? Every great shooter dips the ball. And the dip might say, well, the dip is going to be able to influence his ability to react. No, it won't. Because we tell him, just get to your spot fast enough, you'll never have to worry about somebody being a distraction. And now with us working on his range, it's really going to be a problem. Because when they are attacking the ball for the rebound, most of the time everybody's looking at the rim. He's already sitting back. And I'm not going to mention players in the NBA that everybody already knows, but these players already have a set in their mind where they should be. We're just teaching them from a younger early age. At this point, we're going to stop the video and we're going to allow it to recharge, and we'll come back, because right now DJ is moving around about at the college range, just going from left to right. And we'll be back. Okay, as you can see, he's just doing long range shots. We're working on just him being able to catch, shoot, get to his spot, focus on his finger form and follow through, and just finish his shot no matter what. Don't pay attention to anybody. Just basically his job is going to be responsibility. It's just what it says, catch and shoot. And the more he actually understands his balance, the more he'll be able to just be able to lock it in almost every time. Catch and shoot. That time his left hand was down a little bit. But if you look at it now, I told him to raise it up. There it is. It's all about balance. It's all about, because you know, I used to try to get him to be a one hand shooter for a long time. You know, it worked. But that was only to help him to make sure that right hand is his trigger finger. So now, since I know that he uses a slight flick at the top, we just start focusing on, okay, if you're going to use the flick, which I don't want to change any shooter's pattern, go ahead and make sure your flick is balanced at the top. Because basically that's what it's for. If this is going to give you a little bit more power, just make it at the top that it's totally balanced. If it's balanced at the top, by the time it gets to your end of your right finger, you should have a good balance as far as your finish. So we're working on now him just being able to make sure he's a index finger shooter, but I found out that he get more balance when he use two fingers. We're not changing anything. All we're doing is adjusting to what's comfortable with him. And what I do is I'm not watching the shot at all. All I'm doing is looking at when he gripped the ball, his finger placement, and how he's releasing the ball. And so basically it's just him getting to understand consistency. Because as long as he's consistent, his brain doesn't have to recalibrate what he needs to do. Because he's going to miss a lot of shots. That's just basketball. But if he understands that if he just continually do the same thing, he's going to get more of a positive outcome. And the outcome is going to come from him understanding his the angle and his balance. And basketball is real complex. He'll be in different positions, but if he just understands and believe and have the confidence knowing that if I just turn and get the right angle, such as that protractor, you get it on that straight line and that ball goes straight and you got the right lift on it and the right velocity on it, we're not worried about left or right. All we're going to be doing is worry about the distance. Is it going to be long or short? Long, just not right or left. And some are going to be right or left. But see, if he could get feedback from himself, knowing that, I already know what I needed to do, and he understand that his lift on the ball and his click within his shoulder blades being together, being balanced, he'll be able to see that, and he'll be able to hit shot after shot after shot. And he's in the place now where he's falling in love with the ball going in. Because if you notice, no shooter Ray, no defender, and the ball is not all over the gym. Told him if he miss, he gonna miss long. That was long. That wasn't his fault. That was my fault, because he was shooting at the 45-degree angle. But I'm standing under the goal, which I'm teaching him now to tell his teammates, if he shoot from one side, 9 times out of 10, his ball is not going to be short. It's going to be long. So instead of standing under the goal like I did, they would be way off to the other side, knowing that if it comes off, it's going to come off with a nice bounce. Now he's working on his little one dribble step back. I'm not too excited about that, but if that's what's going to help him get some room, and that's the new way of them getting a little space, I'm all for it. Because I tell him, hey, if you're going to do it, let's go ahead and practice it. And that's what you should do with your shooter. Whatever they like doing, whatever they enjoy, find out how their brain is working, how they're thinking. If they like it, then why not practice it? Because I know he was a deep shooter. I remember when he was about 11 years old, and he was shooting it from 3-point. Then I would catch him shooting the ball from college, NBA range. I'd say, hey, if we're going to shoot it, let's practice it. So then we start working on his range early. I get a little 5-pound beanbag, have him throw that beanbag up in the air. Then I toss the ball to him. So he'll understand it's a big difference in 5 pounds and 29.9 ounces. And you shoot through the ball, your range is unlimited. Now you all do is worry about your range of motion and your fluidity and your inertia from your feet. Notice he doesn't have to jump very high because he starts it down low. And his push within his Achilles and his ankle, I'm going to let him determine that. Because again, everybody's body is different. Some people try to mechanically tell you what you need to do. Well, that's to a certain point. There's somewhere in there he has to be able to do what's comfortable for him. That's why I don't mess with him a lot with, elbow in. Even though he's been trained for his elbow to be in, I'm more interested in the shot line that the ball is going, his shot release, and his shot finish, and his shot follow through. Because once you get that balance and you understand that 3-foot window from your shot pocket to your shot final release, that's the 3 feet that you want to focus on. Getting that ball right in the center of that, letting it go right through the top, and poof, your fingers over the top straight through the basket. And we're going to miss some and we're going to make some, but our goal is, finger in the middle of the ball in the middle of the rim. And if we do this 90% of the time, 60% of the time the ball should go in, or we're in good shape. Because that means he could take 10 threes a game and he'll hit 6. If they catch and shoot, by the time he get in high school, we want it to be automatic. But he'll be shooting from NBA range by the time he get in high school, because they play defense a little bit further back, and he'll have to know and be all comfortable with, hey, if I get the ball and I can see the rim, or I can let it fly. And that comes from just taking many shots. And he average, again, that's 300 shots a day. That's about 10,000 shots every 35 days. That's over 120,000 shots per year, which is a good thing. And that's not even counting when he's playing games, when he's playing pickup, when he's playing, just messing around. This is what he's committed to. And one thing about this, I don't have to ask him or beg him or say, hey, he understands this is his commitment. This is his goal. This is what he want to do. And even on days when we're not in the gym, we're not at the goal, he has, I gave him some mechanics that he has to go through where it simulates his 3-foot window. That 3-foot window is what's most important for him to be able to feel that with the ball. Finger feel, form, follow through, finish. He do that. I got a video on that. He do that, then it's all about him just, like a video game. The thing is, I told him, hey, think of you as a video game. Because when kids play video games, they're locked in. They're under a hypnotic spell and they don't hear nothing. That's the same mental capacity I want him to be in when he gets ready to do this. You know, I told him, I said, one thing you gotta look at, DJ, you're a shooter. And when you walk in the gym, you have to already know that. If you were 6'5" and you were a rebounder, you would be a rebounder. When you walk in the gym, I know that I can do this. You know, if you're gonna be the primary ball handler, when I walk into the gym, I know who I am. It's not saying, you know, you can do all those things, but what do you master when you go in? You master. You got to have that one thing that you can lock in and say, I master this, and then you also can do the other things. Again, his ball handling is better than his shooting, to me. Because I have videos of his ball handling when he was 7 years old, and he's going any direction he wants to with the ball. Okay? Now that we're actually adding the ball handling elements to him, it's easy. So when he worked with trainers and shooting coaches and other people that giving him instruction, it's easy because he can hit 70% of the shots. Okay, the reason why I did it backwards was because most kids, they teach them downhill ball handling downhill, 1 foot from the basket. I don't teach 1-footers. I don't call them layups. I call them 1-footers. Because I told him, if you can shoot the ball from 25 feet, 1 feet shouldn't be a problem. So when I started actually using the same format for layups, and we would do 200 or 300 layups, right, left, mic and drills. So now you understand that it's an art to it. It's an art to a layup. You know, once he get it down, he has already got it down pretty good. Now with his ball handling, he can bop someone and go in left or right. But the killer is, you got to pick him up, because if you don't, at 20 feet back, he's going to do this. Now, what we're working on here is coming down court, drift dribble, hezzy fake, pull up at the free throw line. Remember, once you actually got the mechanics locked down, it's just putting pieces together. So if you watch it now, I'm going to be the defender. He hesitate, 1 dribble pull up from the elbow, knockdown. This has to be in his psyche, where he already knows, if I get to this spot, he got 15 spots on the court. If I get to this spot, all I got to do is mechanics. Now the key is, I have 4 other members on my team. They should have a job to do. They should have a responsibility. You know? If everybody focus and commit to their responsibility, the game gets easier. And now all we got to do is work on, you know, God giving him the height he needs. He's going to be a nice size. I think he's going to be 6'2", 6'3". He get that with the shot that he has, and he already can touch the rim and grab the rim. It's nothing for him to be able to put the ball, play above the rim. But I already know I got to get as much work done as I can right now fundamentally before he's able to play above the rim. Because as a boy, once he play above the rim, it's over. His mental going to go to a whole different level, which means now he can beat him off the dribble and he'll have that vertical. It's going to be pretty tough. But I want him to look at just the fundamentals of the basketball game. And if he can come up the court, and as soon as they step back, he's within his range, that's what we're working on now. He could pull up from any position on the court. And what I told him, I've been telling him over and over again for about 4 or 5 years, shooting doesn't have an age on it. If you can shoot the ball, you can shoot the ball. And now he plays with adults because of the fact that he can shoot the basketball. Because I told him all he needs is space. And this is what you do with your athlete. Your athlete commit to the process. And the process starts at the front of the rim every single day. And we worked our way back 3 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet. When we get to the free throw line, that's as far as we went. We master it. We master it with the body control. Then as you keep going further back, your shot shouldn't change. If you watch him shoot, his mechanics does not change. If they change, then he has to take a step up until he gets into a normal spot. Now he's working on combos. This is called I don't care. That means you can do whatever move you feel like and whatever shot you want. Doesn't matter how you do it. Just look for your spot. He's shooting from NBA range right there. Notice his shot. The fluidity of it does not change. If you see the confidence in his ball handling, his confidence in his ball handling is going to be crazy in a minute. Look at the range that he's shooting the basketball. Now we're just doing long shots. He's coming up. This is called I don't care. He can come up and pull it from wherever he wants to. We might be at the end of the game, and he needs to take that shot. So we might well practice that shot. See, that's my take. A lot of people wait till you get to the end of the game and then just heave one. No, let's practice it. Let's put the ball in the rim. Then you figure it out. It's called I don't care. That means you figure it out. But when you get in the game, if you've done it before, you could just kind of see and go, wait a minute. And he's only 13. Imagine him 15, 6 inches taller. 15 pounds heavier. See, it doesn't matter if he missed. He just has to figure it out. The key is get the ball to go straight. Once he do that, that's the key. And that's all in his range of motion and his body. I teach him how to shoot it flat-footed. So that way he can put that person to sleep and walk right in front of him. That's half court to end our session. But again, I want to thank you for watching. Again, this is DJ, 13 years old. This is Coach AJ. Have a great day, and like, subscribe,